Let's cruise Enchanted Princess Edition. Let's go. Good morning. Well, after a great night's sleep, we see a little bit of land off in the distance. I could literally wake up to this view every day. So we like to start our day out a little bit slow. Don't have to wake up at any certain time, do what we want. And so at this point, Paul's actually still asleep. My parents are already up and they're on the balcony next door to us. So I'm out here on the balcony enjoying the view, waiting for our first breakfast to arrive shortly. We like to order a little pre-breakfast, so we like to have coffee come first thing in the morning, and then we usually get some pastries and things, and I'll show you that when it arrives. But that's how we kind of like to start our morning off, a little bit slow, sleeping in, no rush, and then once we've up and had a little bit of coffee and gotten ourselves going, then we can head down to the main dining room for breakfast. Like it's a pretty calm morning on the seas with a slight breeze as we sail towards Princess Cays. All right, we're ready for breakfast on the balcony. So each morning we start off with a little bit of coffee, fruit, and pastries. It's a continental style breakfast. I think there are a few hot items that you can pick from, like maybe a breakfast sandwich, or maybe some oatmeal. But that's probably it. It's really more of a continental style breakfast, but I do have a couple of tips for you. You want to be specific in what you are ordering. So you don't just put, like, if I want a banana, an X beside that, because you're not telling them how many you want. And chances are, if that's how you fill it out, you're probably going to just get one. So if you just want one banana, then you would want to put a number, so a 1 out beside that. So you can see we have 2 croissants. So we put a 2 beside the croissants. So you just want to be specific with that, with what you're ordering for that. Also, if you do have the Princess Plus or Princess Premier, then your continental breakfast is included. There is no charge for that. But if you have a standard room fare, then there's an additional charge for the delivery of that. Now, if you're wanting to order a full breakfast, that will be a completely additional charge no matter what fare you have. So keep that in mind. But breakfast on the balcony is the best. It is so cool to just be sitting out on your balcony in the middle of the ocean, and just this random sailboat comes out of nowhere and is sailing on by on the seas. So pay attention for all these things. Look for wildlife. You never know when you're going to see dolphins, whales, depending on where you are. So just pay attention for those things. So today we're in Princess Cays, and that is the private island for Princess Cruise Line. There is no dock that the ship can actually pull up to and dock like a large pier. So you have to take the tender in to a smaller dock. And so that is what this is right here. This is the first tender that was coming in, arriving at the ship. So for today, we have actually chosen to stay on the ship for various reasons. One of those reasons is that we've been getting a lot of reports from previous passengers the last couple of weeks that have been saying that it has been a very slow process of getting on the tender and getting to the Princess Cays, that it's taking a long time, and that when you're ready to come back, it's taking a long time as well. And by long time, I don't mean like 15 minutes. I'm talking about an hour or longer waiting in line to get back to the ship. And whether that's that our people are just waiting until the very last minute, and so it's just an overabundance of people, or various things, it is taking a long time. And so we have decided that we would rather not take that chance on spending more time waiting and tendering than actually on the island or enjoying the ship. So we're going to make that choice now that we're going to stay on the ship and we're going to enjoy the ship. Now, it also means that we can take an extra long time this morning to do what we want, to go down and enjoy the main dining room a little bit later than everybody else who is leaving the ship. And so it makes for a little bit more of a relaxed day. We can also explore the ship with less people on it, and just have a chill day. So that's what our plan is for today. All right, so as you can see right here, they come right up to the side of the ship. This is just a little bit closer look at one of the tenders. They do have seating that's on the main level that is covered that you can't see, but then you have that section up top where there's seating as well, and they will just go back and forth to the island all day. So we finally got ready and headed to the Amalfi dining room for breakfast with our favorite waiter, Kenya, and junior waiter, Rodrigo. So the Amalfi dining room is where we would eat breakfast and lunch pretty much daily. We tried to get Kenya and Rodrigo every time that we could. So for breakfast this morning, Dad had pancakes and bacon. Mom had omelet with sausage. Paul had soft-boiled eggs and I think oatmeal. We didn't get a picture of the oatmeal. And then I had omelet and bacon, and everything was really good. The omelets are to order, so you can choose the items that go in your omelet. And their omelets were really good every day. No complaints there. So we found an area in the aft of the ship. Now, if you aren't familiar with ship terminology, the aft is at the back of the ship, the forward is the front, and midship is the middle of the ship. So this was a really great seating area that we found. It was like couches and had a table. It offered some amazing views, and we just chilled for a while. So as I was standing at the very aft of the ship looking off of the balcony area or the deck area, I looked down and I noticed this balcony for one of the suite rooms. Now, as you can see, it wraps around. It is huge, and would be an amazing balcony. The only bad thing about this is that it has a full view onto their balcony. So there's really not a lot of privacy on this type of balcony. So I guess that's a trade-off that you have to think about if you're wanting a suite. But the size of it is amazing. You can see it has its 2 lounge chairs there and then table and chairs, which would be amazing for breakfast. I'm just saying. So there are some trade-offs to if you're getting a suite. Sometimes you may not have as much privacy, as you can see here. Now, I will tell you that not every ship will have this, where you can see onto the balcony for the suites. Sometimes they are a bit more private. It's just going to depend on the ship. So that's a little bit of research that you'll want to do if you're looking for a suite balcony to see what kind of privacy, or any balcony. You want to see where it's at on the ship to see what kind of privacy you're going to have. Just, because you're on vacation and you want a little bit of privacy. It's game time. So they had games set out at Sabatini's. They just had a couple tables with games all over them, board games, card games that you could get during certain times of the day. It's listed in the Princess Patter. And it'll say games, and it'll tell you the location and the times that they'll be available, so that you can go and play games with your family and your friends. So we decided to play Yahtzee today. I don't recall who won, but we did have a great time. Again, there's a variety of board games and card games. Also, don't forget that you can bring your own games with you. So we like to play Skip-Bo, and we weren't sure if they would have games and things like that out to use, and if they would have Skip-Bo. So we bring Skip-Bo with us when we go on the cruise, and we were lucky that we did, because they did not have that. They had Uno, and they had regular cards, and maybe Phase 10. But I think that was it as far as cards go. So feel free to bring your own games if you would like. Of course, I probably wouldn't bring board games because that takes up a lot of valuable luggage space, but cards fit into your luggage quite easily. For lunch today, we tried out the Salty Dog Grill on the pool deck. This is an included lunch venue for everybody on the ship, no matter what fare you have, standard, plus, or premier. I got the hot dog and the fries, as you can see. Now, I did not get pictures of everybody else's food. I'm so sorry. But they also have hamburgers. They had chicken nuggets. Maybe it was chicken tenders. I think it was chicken tenders. And everybody really enjoyed their food. So they have different toppings that you can add onto your hot dogs and hamburgers, dipping sauces for the chicken tenders and fries. And so it was really, really good. And then also a drink that became very popular among my family was this banana chocolate drink. It became Paul's favorite. He ordered it quite a bit often. So that is one of the things that he drank. But the Salty Dog Grill is very, very good. So I would highly recommend that you try that. Welcome to Princess Live. So Princess Live is one of the lounges that they have on the Princess Fleet. We're, of course, on Enchanted. And this is where they have a lot of their game shows, trivia, karaoke, and so much more. So this is a pic of it from when it wasn't crowded. Most of the time when I'm there, it was crowded. So today, as I was walking through, since we stayed on the ship, there wasn't anybody really there, and they weren't having an event at the time. So I snapped a quick picture so you could see it without a bunch of people. And we'll talk about it again a little bit later because we're heading there tonight. After spending a relaxing day on the ship, we are ready to head to dinner. But before we go to dinner, Paul and I get to head down to the Elite Lounge for some drinks and snacks. So we grabbed a drink and a few snacks in the Elite Lounge before going to meet my parents for dinner. That drink right there was a little spicy, but very interesting, to say the least. It's dinner time in the Amalfi dining room. So I'm sorry, I'm missing a photo of, I believe, my appetizer, but everyone else enjoyed these appetizers. As you can see, we had a salad and shrimp cocktail, and with the pineapple, I think there was something else on there that's already been eaten. But nevertheless, everything was good. It may just be that I had soup again, and I just didn't take another picture of it this time. That's probably what happened. But anyway, let's head to main courses. For our main courses tonight, Dad got the beef tenderloin, Mom had fish, Paul had spaghetti and that giant meatball there, and I had the pork chop that came with mashed potatoes and mushrooms. We have really not had any bad meals on this cruise. They've all been great, including these. All right, we're going to wrap up dinner tonight with dessert. As you can see, we had cheesecake, apple pie, and then I cannot recall the name of the two on the bottom. I almost want to say the one on the bottom right is the tiramisu, but I do not have confirmation on that. I did make the mistake of not writing down all the names of our meals, and I will change that on my next cruise, make sure that I get all of those. So anyway, we enjoyed all of them, and it was a great way to wrap up our dinner along with some coffee. So if you've been on a cruise before, you know that it is not short of entertainment at all. Whether you are in the theater, you are in the casino, or you are taking part in one of their game shows like we are tonight, there's always something to do, and it is always a good time. So after dinner, we capped off our night with a little fun in Liars Club at Princess Live. We laughed so much they have some of the most elaborate stories, and it's really hard to tell who is telling the truth. Because sometimes the ones you think are most exaggerated are the ones that are telling the truth. So we did not do a great job at picking out the ones who were telling the truth. I will say that. This is a game show. So you get a piece of paper, or 3 pieces of paper, because I think they do 3 different rounds. And so you get to pick the one that was telling the truth. And so you take your paper up to that person who was telling the story, and then they count and see which one had the most votes, but then they also tell the one who actually won. And then I think they pick somebody out and you get a little prize or something. So we did not win any prizes, obviously. That's okay. But we had a great time, lots of laughs and lots of fun. So make sure that you are participating in the activities on board at night. You can stay up pretty much as late as you want, or go to bed as early as you want as well. So this has been a great sea day. It's been so fun. Well, it really wasn't a sea day. Tomorrow is actually a sea day. Today we were at Princess Cays. We just didn't get off the ship. So we had a really great ship day. Tomorrow is a sea day, and we'll see what fun we get into on a sea day. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you tomorrow at sea. Thank you for watching Let's Cruise Enchanted Princess Edition. Be sure to visit us at enjoytheviewtravel.com. Hit that like, share, and notification bell. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.